preparation is underway for an inspiring and transformative event dedicated to empowering women from all walks of life. We're talking about the GLOW Conference set for Saturday, April 12th. Here to tell us all about this one-of-a-kind opportunity is Dr. Ladrina Wilson, the GLOW Empowerment founder. Dr. Wilson, thank you so much for being here.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course, really looking forward to talking to you about this entire event. From top to bottom, it looks amazing. So we're going to get into it. But first, tell us a little bit about, the mission here, empowering women to shine brighter together. That is something that I keep seeing. How did your vision for this event really take shape?
Well, there was really three things that I was looking at. There are tons of people in this community who have a lot of talent, and there's a lot of untapped talent. We tend to like to do business with and trust the people that we know the best. And so oftentimes when I have had the chance to be in service in this community, I walk in the room and I'm one of only or one of few, whether that's women or women of color. And I know that there's so much more talent out there. In my day job as a consultant, I also get to do coaching with women who I know have high potential, but maybe don't have the networks. And sometimes they don't have the belief in themselves. And so what I'm trying to do is create a space where we can all come together, learn a little bit more about our strengths, learn from people who maybe have some experiences in leadership and entrepreneurship to make the path easier for the next generation, but also create an environment where businesses and nonprofits can see all of this talent that we have in one space and know that they can tap into that talent.
Wow, amazing. GLOW, it's an acronym actually for Grow, Lead, and Owning the Win, which I really like that last part of it. Talk more about what that means and really how you came up with that, because I think it steers people in the direction you were just talking about.
Yeah. So first I have to give credit to our planning committee. We gave them some kind of parameters and they came up with a name. But the Owning the Win part really comes from my years of experience in interviews and also data that's out there about how women attribute their success to other people. Or to luck or chance, without really acknowledging, like, no, you've done the legwork to get to where you're at. This isn't by chance, it is by design and with intent. And so owning that and not attributing your successes to the we, but feeling confident in what you're capable of doing is really the emphasis of the Owning the Win.
Why do we do that?
Well, I think we're kind of trained that way. Like, the nice thing to do is be like, oh, well, my team did it. I did it when I said, look at what the team came up with for the name. That's the truth. But still, in an interview setting, you're supposed to sell yourself. And you know, we all know we're part of a team, but we have this, it's a Midwest thing too, right? Like, we're humble and we don't want to look like we're bragging. But I do think it's important for women to know and recognize just how much they're capable of.
It is, so the GLOW Conference, it's meant to be inspiring and transformative, as we said when we started the segment. So talk a little bit about what participants can expect. It starts in the morning, it ends in the late afternoon. It's a big day with a lot going on.
When you say it like that, I'm like, oh, we've still got so much more to do. And it's only like a week and a half away, but we're very excited about the group of speakers that we have. We have some local experts who will be here, folks who are talking about financial savviness, whether that is, just basics of budgeting all the way up to how to be savvy with your investments. We have people that were flying in from Houston, a psychologist from Houston that's going to talk about perfectionism and how that can really impede progress and how to help people become more confident and not feel like they have to be perfect. We've got folks flying in who specialize in business credit from Dallas. We've got a speaker coming in to talk about generational differences in the workforce who's coming in from Durham, North Carolina. So we've got quite the lineup. And our keynote speaker is going to be phenomenal.
But before we talk about the keynote speaker, I really have to say, I mean, the actual breakout sessions, which I'm sure that's what you were just referring to, are a big part of the day. They seem so carefully thought out. I mean, really, like the topics are so pertinent, especially to women. These are the breakout sessions here on the screen. So if anybody is curious, Dr. Wilson just touched on many of them, but that in itself would be a reason to sign up for this. And then, as you alluded to, the keynote speaker, Nicole Salas, is going to be there, and there she is on the screen. So talk a little bit about her and what she's going to have to say.
Nicole is a brand expert, so she's worked with companies like Champion, Nike, high-end brands. She actually comes from Waterloo, Iowa, but spent most of her adult life in her career in New York, and really went to New York with nothing but a dream. She's going to come and talk to folks about how to command a presence, how to know and show that you're supposed to be in the room and not feel inferior. And she's going to leave people with her very inspiring story. The great thing about Nicole is she also is very much connected to how you show up in your fullness and also embrace your culture. So there is a cultural lens to this as well that is really helping people show up as their most authentic self and not feel like you have to give some other version of you that maybe doesn't feel congruent but might fit the work environment, right? So we're trying to pair your superpower of your culture and your background with how to have a presence and meaningful connection in the work environment.
Yeah, amazing. And you know, for women who are watching this right now that are really interested, I mean, this is really geared toward everyone.
Right.
You can be a young woman who is about to graduate college. I mean, think of all the amazing things you could learn before you start even applying for your first job in the workforce. But this could also be the woman that's, you know, about to have, you know, kids that go off to college. I mean, there's really something to learn for everyone here.
So the unique thing is we have women who are either aspiring to leadership, in leadership, but also people who are entrepreneurs at different levels of maturity in their development of their companies. So I can tell you, we have people who are senior citizens, who are registered, who have recently started businesses and want to do that better. We have people who are experts in their field and their career, but maybe haven't been able to be on boards and in service in the community, and they want to network, but also build the skills to be able to do that. So it really is a dynamic audience of women, and we are centering well, definitely women, but also offering that cultural context too. So you will see that our speakers sometimes in this community would be one of few that you might see represented. And so if you haven't seen a woman of color in a leadership role in your industry, this might be the place where you go and you find that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Wonderful. And I do want to speak to the committee that you have put together, you know, for this empowerment organization. Just talk a little bit about them, and you can find them on the website. We're going to show some of their photos here on the screen right now. But just talk a little bit about some of these backgrounds and the fact that, you know, this team and this committee really mirrors what you're trying to do at the conference as well. I mean, everybody has a story to tell.
Yeah, they definitely do. We have folks who work as consultants. We have folks who are in social services. We've had a really great partnership with Dress for Success, and they've been a tremendous partner with having their staff involved. And then we have organizations like the Lift Foundation that is really about helping women get access to capital who are business owners. So we're very intentional in what we're doing, and we wanted to make sure we had different perspectives represented in the planning committee so that we could create something that spoke to the community.
Yeah, absolutely. And before I let you go, I just wanted to add that attendees are also going to have opportunities to connect with local vendors and local resources. So while we're, you know, we have this whole event that's talking about, you know, how to show you how to be a better leader in the space that you want to be a better leader in, we're also kind of lifting up some of those local organizations at the same time, which is just like icing on the cake.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Okay, well, here's the information on your screen. The GLOW conference is set for Saturday, April 12th. There is a pre-conference workshop on Friday, April 11th. Now, Saturday's event runs from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the St. Ambrose University Rogalski Center in Davenport. To register, visit them on the web, glowempowerment.org. Dr. Ladrina Wilson, first of many, I'm sure, of successful events. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you,
yes,
Morgan.
Of course.